Go Mansky, Hyman, go, whichever one fits. Hope you guys having a good morning, evening, night, whichever one fits, shit like that. This is going to be a video about coaching. Before I waste more of your time going into this, I'm going to just give you guys like a quick run through of what I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to offer coaching, and how that's going to work is going to be later into this video. But also at the same time, I'm going to give my opinion on coaching before I start anything of talking about my own things here. So overall, the concept of coaching, right, is the idea that you have someone that looks at your gameplay and will tell you how to improve, right, or hopefully help you get higher division based on certain things. And in most cases of how that works is that you are going to have some habits, right, and you're going to lack some knowledge or other things that are preventing you from climbing. And there are some fundamentals that you can't really teach as well. You can teach how to learn them better or how to practice them, right? Something like that would be kiting, or just generally like playstyle, you know, like controlling your character, more like the micro stuff. But when it comes to macro, runes, and all these other fundamental parts of League of Legends, they're very easy to coach, right? In comparison to that. But everything can be, of course, worked on, and regardless, I think coaching works. But in most cases, what coaching requires is several lessons, right? If you are serious about getting better, in the sense that you want coaching, and you're only going to get one session, then I don't really think it's worth it, in most cases. Unless you're wanting to learn something very basic, like how to get better or how to improve yourself, right? So like learning to look at your VODs or gameplay, or like how to kind of like criticize yourself, or knowing what to do better, right? Because in most cases, you're gonna go to a session and they're gonna tell you some things and then be like, you need to do this, this, and this. And then you're like, okay, I'll try that. Then you'll play for a few days, right? And they're gonna tell you which habits of yours were bad and which ones you improve on. And then after a few days, you'll have another session, right? And you'll play another game, they'll look at it, and then they'll be like, alright, you're doing this better, but these bad habits are still here. You need to stop doing them as well. And then they'll be like, you can do this now, right? Like you can start doing this now. And then a few more days will go by, right? And it's just like kind of like cleaning up and just doing things better. So it's something that takes time. So my general idea of coaching is that if you're actually wanting to get coaching, you should be looking at like 5-6 like sessions, right? Or else you're not going to get that much out of it, I think, personally. But at the same time, there's a very different level of like how you teach someone something. So say someone that's like master, grandmaster, or high diamond, how they will understand concepts or like read something, right? Is, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be familiar with this, but I'm going to swap my screen here now to just a random coaching video I found, right? And in most cases, what people are going to do when they're coaching, right, they're going to look at the game and then they're going to start drawing the map, or like drawing on the screen, you know, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I'm on about here now before I even find it. But it's very common in almost every single video. Sorry. I'll just find some easier. I'll just go LS or something like that. But what I'm getting at here is that most of the things that people spend 10 minutes explaining, right? So like they'll draw out this map, explain this and that. But in the end, like everything they're doing is just explaining a concept in the game, right? So someone like LS might spend 20 minutes explaining one concept and just overly doing it just to kind of like, I think it's more beneficial for themselves because they're just like showing how knowledgeable they are at the game. And I guess to a certain extent, it kind of like gives you an idea of like how it works, right? But at the end of the day, someone like this here, right, they'll pause it and they'll draw. But as an example, it might just like, even though they spend 10 minutes, it's just going to be something as easy as like you need to set up the weight better. Or like you need to know how to push. You need to know how to pull off. You need to know when to hit level 2. And there's just there are these very easy concepts that are very understandable, but they're presented in such a way that they're very complicated, you know? And that's not something I think is beneficial to most people, or as easy to understand for some people. And I personally don't see myself doing this a lot. I will look at something and I'll explain the general idea of it, you know? Like I explained in my video, fighting the side lane, right? Like if you go mid lane and you fight, I'm not going to start drawing here and explaining why it's bad. Well, I mean, I would say that it's bad, but I would then instead propose that you should look for fights in the side lane instead, right? So you can have a better front to back. Which is basically the idea here then, right? Like, it's better to fight here because you can do front to back, and then explain the idea and concept behind front to back fighting, right? Which is something I think is very important for someone like Twitch. Champion, not the streaming service, right? Oh. And yeah. I think a lot of it is good. And it's not how I plan on doing mine when I'm doing it, because the way I'm trying to how I'm going to do my coaching, right? For the people that are interested, I'm gonna just tell you guys now, because most people that want coaching have no experience with getting coached. So the reason why you would even want multiple sessions is because first you kind of like need to know how to get coached and what coaching even is, right? And you might get an idea from watching coaching videos or something like that. So you like get a bit more familiar with it, and you kind of like know what to expect or like how to do things, right? Because that's something people can be curious about overall. But I don't want to do this to make too much money or like milk people for money or scam anyone, right? Again, I have a job, IRL, and I stream, I play League of Legends, I have friends to hang out with, right? So the amount of people I want to coach a week or month, depending on how many people are interested, are going to be limited. It's like at this point, I think I would at maximum be willing or wanting to coach like 2 or 3 people a week, maybe a max, right? So it's definitely not for the money's sake, but obviously my time is limited, and you can definitely get coaching elsewhere. That might be just as good, if not better, right? But if you want coaching from me, how I'm going to do it is that you're going to play one game, right? And I'll watch you on Discord, you'll stream with me. Feel free to ask any question that you want regarding Twitch or anything else. I would hope that you would come to me wanting coaching on the champion Twitch or those kind of ADCs at least, right? And during that, feel free to ask me anything. I'm gonna tell you some things, but in general, I just want to kind of observe how you play and how you do things, right? So I can just get a quick idea on where you do good on and what things you might understand. And of course, we're gonna talk at the same time, so that'll be fine, right? So that's not an issue. And then after that, I'm also hoping that there will be someone from Europe West, Turkey, UNE, because then in the next game, we'll go in a ranked game together or something like that. And then you'll play Twitch and I'll go Lulu or Yumi. And then we'll play together. And at the same time while we'll play, I will explain to you guys as well while we're playing, like how we should play. And then communicate and kind of like show you how to like play the 2v2 lane, right? And give you guys a better idea of it. So it's going to be one kind of like game review, maybe a quick VOD review or something like that, just like kind of pinpoint back to the things that I saw to just show you guys that. And then after that, we're going to go into a game together and play. So overall, we're looking at about maybe an hour, 1.5 hour, maximum 2 hours of time, right? So that's the most that's the biggest like reason as to why I'm charging the price. So like that's the why these sessions are going to cost us the cost, which will be $35, right? Because I think you're going to get a lot out of this. And again, I'm going to be more interested in coaching people or spending time with people that are in the ranks of silver, gold, platinum, because I think they're the ones that are going to benefit the most from something like this. as opposed to someone that's going to be higher, because then the things that you need to work on are going to be way different, and you're not going to get as much out of my session as you would with someone else. Because if you are interested in getting coaching and you're higher rank, you're going to need more time to like, because you understand most basic concepts, and the other ones are a bit more difficult to understand, and there's a lot more things to address, right? But I think someone that's going to gain the most out of my like spending time with me doing this is going to be someone that's silver, gold, bronze, iron, or platinum, right? But again, that's something we can take on. But I'm going to make a channel in my Discord, so feel free to join my Discord. I'll link that below, and I'll name the channel Coaching, and then you can type in there and just tell me that you're interested, and then we'll take from there in the DMs, right? But basically, that's it. We play one game together, and I watch, or you play one game, I watch it, then we play one game together, and I think most people are going to benefit a lot from this. And again, you can ask anything, address anything. We are looking at about 1.5, 2 hours, so I think it's a fair price, both myself and my time, and also for your time as well, right? I don't think it's a scam. I think it's pretty fair, considering what you get, right? And the reason why bigger streamers like LS used to take a lot of money, or Nice, or someone like Vega, they take like upwards of $70 to $100 for a session, right? And they might be good coaches, some of them at least, but at the end of the day, you're going to get just as much from a normal, regular, good coach for half the price, but you're paying for the fact that they're a big streamer, so you're going to play in stream and stuff like that, you know? So that's something that's important to understand. The reason that those are so expensive are not necessarily because they're way better, but just because they're a public figure, you know? So the time in that sense is also a bit more expensive in that regard. But you're not going to gain that much more from playing with them as you would with someone else. But again, I would recommend someone else in most cases, because you can then get more sessions, and overall, if you get more sessions, then I think you'll be able to benefit more, right? But again, most things you are going to want to learn are things that I'm going to be posting on my YouTube channel. And also another thing is, I can also record the game and then upload it privately and share the link with you on YouTube, so you can go back and then rewatch everything that we did together, and then you can just look at whichever point you want into the game to like kind of like refresh your memory, right? But that's something we can take when we talk. But yeah, that's basically it. I think I've mentioned most things here. If not, I'll make an update. But yeah, basically $35, one game and one game together, right? And that's it. Hope you guys have a good one now. For the people that don't really care, I'm sorry you don't have to watch this video. I hope you're not, but yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, peace. I hope you guys have a good one. This has been Wackaflcka with the informative coaching hello and what's up video. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.